The Real Build is about building better culture, leaders, visionaries, community to better serve the client. I'm your host, Bill Reiman, your broker builder, and I'm here to showcase real business owners building companies with integrity, trust, and a commitment to making a positive impact. Join us as we explore their stories, insights, and strategies for success. With that being said, welcome to The Real Build. What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Real Build. I'm your host, Bill Reiman, your broker builder, and today we are back. We're going national again. We got a great guy on. I'm excited to have him. He's a second-generation builder, grew up on job sites with his father, joined his family business after earning a business degree, and now carries on a legacy alongside his brother, Michael. Their father built a company over 30 plus years, and Chris and Michael are now responsible for carrying that standard forward. Chris Law, welcome to The Real Build, man. How you doing today?
I'm good, Bill. Thank you for having me. We're really looking forward to this conversation today.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to having you on. You and I relate a lot, just the family background, kind of taking over the legacy of the family business. I work with my brother as well. So we're going to talk about that a little bit too, different personalities, I'm sure, and how you deal with that, and also the family side of things too. But before we get started, man, let's talk about you. So who is Chris Law?
I'm Chris Law. Our business is in, I would say, Gibsonia, Saxonburg area, right around the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. We're a full service general contractor specializing mostly in additions, garages, full renovations, and some commercial projects. So we've been getting started. Um, I've been in the construction industry, just like Bill said, since I was like 10 years old. That's what I've been doing. I sweeping floors, helping my dad as much as I could when he was in the business, and kind of grew up in the construction industry. I played baseball in college at Seton Hill University. Really had an amazing time there. Kind of that gave me the discipline I have now of running a business how we do now, and trying to essentially just grow it, as we've been trying to do that the last few years. And I just I just want to become successful just like everybody else. And now having my brother by my side, and where we are now, we're really looking forward to growing and establishing law construction throughout Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So yeah.
Love it, man. Like I said, we relate a lot. Just growing up, I mean, I've said it a million times on the show. Just sweeping job sites, cleaning up, digging
Yeah.
ditches, doing the stuff nobody wanted to do. I think my dad would always find stuff for me to do, just randomly, just to put me to
Yeah.
work too. And I'd be like, "This is."
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, and not getting paid for it, or
Yeah,
just being like, hey, oh, you want a new baseball glove? Hey, go sweep some floors for
yeah.
about a month, and then you can get a new baseball glove. So that's essentially what I did.
And if we did get paid, it'd be the bare minimum too, you know. But we didn't
Yeah.
understand money back then. They knew it, so they're like, ah, yeah,
No.
I'll give you $5 an hour, and you can do this, and this. Like, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
oh, you want that video?
exactly.
You want that video game? You got to work for it too. So we relate a
Yeah.
lot there. And then also, I want to touch on your college athlete side of things too, because I was one. Um, How did that help kind of shape you into the leader you are today?
So going into Seton Hill University, so I was a pretty decent athlete coming into Seton Hill University as a freshman. I started for the baseball team, which at Seton Hill, it's a really good program. It's not very easy to do that. And I had the great fortune of doing that as a freshman, but unfortunately, the pressure kind of got to me when I was a freshman, and I sucked. I literally batted like 100, and I played horrible. And I played like 15 games, and then I was benched the rest of the year. And then coming back my sophomore year, I was really determined to kind of figure that out and get better. So as a sophomore, came back. Um, Played really well in the fall and in the winter. And then when we started in the spring, started again. as a shortstop for Seton Hill University. First game went 3 for 4, played well, and in the eighth inning I broke my foot. So I was out the entire year, my sophomore year as well, and that was really hard for me mentally. Not playing my freshman year, not playing my sophomore year. I mean, growing up, when you do play college, obviously you're probably one of the better players your entire life. So getting to Seton Hill in being one of the better players and starting and then being hurt really takes a toll on you. And that's when I kind of really made me who I am, because I wasn't going to let that define me. I wasn't going to go to Seton Hill University and not play and not have a good time. So as a sophomore, I was really determined to, as a junior, really play. So as a junior, came back, started every game as a junior, hit like 370, was an all conference player, and then same with my senior year. So really had a great 2 years, my junior senior year, and that kind of really developed the person who I am, because I've been through some stuff. I've seen some stuff, and that kind of made me who I am. And I know me and you both listened to Andy Frisella, who we'll talk a little bit about. But actually, I started listening to him when I was a sophomore in college, kind of starting to get that mindset of like, hey, like things are going to happen in your life. It's kind of on you to determine what your life is going to be. You can't have life happen to you. You have to really work on it yourself to make it who you want to be and what you want it to be. And that's kind of what made me who I am today, I'd say.
I love it, man. I think off of what you just said there too. Once again, very similar story. My sophomore year in college was my last year in college too. My shoulder was my arm was like a noodle.
Yeah.
Had to go and get surgery and came back, and it was like the how it could happen again. There's probably 100% chance it's going to happen again. It's like, are you going to go to the NFL at this point and stuff like that? Those thoughts started. New coach coming in at that same
Yeah.
time too at the school I was at. I was just kind of like, all right, it's time to go figure it out, and went back and
Yeah.
started working for my dad again, and then kind of things went on from there. But going into what you said too, like, that mental process that you went through too, and like with what Andy Frisella says, and just keep on moving forward too, not letting things kind of take over the shoulda, coulda, woulda, or wish, sitting there dwelling on stuff, right? Just talk about that a little bit more in your business too, and how that's helped you, because that's one thing with me too. It's like when I finally got past and that switch flipped to where it's like, get past that woe is me, this is this other person's fault, or things aren't going my way because of this. And then I finally made the switch of, things happen for me, they're happening for me or happening to me. I know Ed Milet says a lot of that stuff
Yeah,
too, but
exactly.
it's just like when you start having that mindset change where it's like that fear kind of goes away of what's to come, and you just know you got to put in the work, and if you put in the work, you're gonna have success. Talk about that a little bit and what you're doing with law construction.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you're in the construction industry. There's going to be something that bad happens every single day. And that's kind of just the industry we're in. And as I got into the business, watching my dad deal with that, I kind of realized like, hey, like bad things are gonna happen, but it's all about your mindset and how you dictate what's the next step's gonna be. Okay, yes, um, I don't know, anything could happen. We could put a brand new roof on and the roof leaked. Okay, well, guess what? Like we can rip the roof off and put a new roof on. It's not like a house burned down or a family member passed away or anything like that. Like that, bad things are going to happen, but it's how you get over that to kind of really get to where you want to be in life. I mean, the biggest thing too is what I've realized is, so going back into like my college days and like getting out of college and then getting into the business. So when I graduated college, I actually didn't want to go straight into construction. So I actually worked at Highmark as a workforce analyst my first year out of college for like 6 months, while also doing construction with my dad. But like it was just like on the side, like helping him out, and I wasn't really a partner in the business yet. And then one day my dad just sat me outside and was like, hey, like, do you want to become a partner in the business? Like we can grow it. Like I know the construction background, like the excavation side, like building and to a T, and you know the business side of things. Like, why don't we join forces and kind of go from there? I'm like, this sounds great, let's do it. So we jumped in as partners, and our first year we did like $125,000, like nothing. You know what I mean? But like that was the stepping stone of like, hey, like I'm starting to learn the business. I know exactly what's going on, like how this is working. And like, yes, we weren't making a lot of money, but I was understanding how my dad talked to clients, how we figured out about what jobs should cost, et cetera. And that kind of allowed me to figure out like, okay, this is going to be my life. If I want to do it, I need to put my entire full force into it to grow it and scale it. And kind of that's what we decided to do. I would say with a mindset of woe is me, I think it's impossible to do that as an entrepreneur because you have people's lives at stake. Like I have 8 full-time employees that work for me. Like they have kids, they have wives, like they have houses, they have bills to pay. Like if I come to work every day and I feel bad for myself, like how does that going to reflect on them? It's I wouldn't be a good leader. I wouldn't be a good leader for my wife, my family either. So that kind of made me switch my mindset like, hey, like if I want to become really successful and have the life I want, like I have to take control and take the wheel. So that's kind of what my mindset is on a day-to-day basis.
Well, it goes into, and a lot of what I got out of what you just said, it goes into the ownership factor, right? Taking ownership. And I think a lot of businesses struggle with that too. They don't take ownership. I mean, I deal with it with subcontractors all the time where it's like, who did it? Oh, wasn't
Yep,
me,
exactly.
and
All
it's
day
like,
long. Yep,
they did it, and if they would just take ownership, it would go a lot better and say, "Hey, let's fix this." You brought up the roof leaking example, and it's like if the roof's leaking, somebody's complaining about it, you're going to go back the next day and you're going to make it right.
exactly.
Instead of being like, "Well, that wasn't me. I mean, I put everything on there right, so there's no way it was me. The wind must have blown a different way or something, but that's not my problem." Like that business is not going to survive. Your business is going to survive because of the ownership aspect of it. And it's like we've gotten so good as a company of owning up to the problems that if it's not us, yeah, let's talk about it. I'm not going to just say you're wrong as a client, but we're going to have conversations and we're always going to work it out. But if it is us, it's like that was on us, that was on the subcontractor, that should have not have happened. We're going to get it fixed right away. We just had an instance with my warranty administrator. The people were gone for 3 weeks. We're busy in warranty right now. My warranty administrator was on other things. She only had a couple of subcontractors go back to the specific house. The lady came home. Nothing was really done. She flipped out. And it was a situation, though, where one of actually the homeowner's friends that we built a house for called me and made me aware of it, which I'm glad he did. He's like, I don't want to do this, man. I just, we referred them to you, out of respect to, like we love you guys and this and that. And I know. And I was like, no, I appreciate you calling me and telling me this. I'm going to
Yep,
fix it. So I called that
100%.
homeowner right away and I said, hey, I'm sorry you're upset. I'm going to do everything in my power to make you not upset. I'm going to go there today. I'm going to meet with you. I'm going to bring my warranty administrator over too, and we're going to walk through the house and make sure everything gets done within the next couple of days. And she said, great. I really appreciate it. So I talked to my warranty administrator and I said, you're going to walk into this situation and you're going to take ownership. And she said, well, what do you mean? I go, you're going to say, I didn't do it. You're going to just tell them the truth. You're not going to make
Yeah,
an excuse and say, well, I couldn't get this subcontractor here because of this, or I couldn't do it because of this. I go, people don't want to hear that. They just want to hear you're going to take ownership, say, I did it, I messed up, I should have done it faster, and here's how I'm going to fix it. Come up with the
yeah,
solution. So we
yeah.
walked in
It's
there. And that's what
Yeah,
happened.
exactly. It's all about like having trust and
Yeah.
being truthful with the client, just letting them know like what's going on. Because for me, if I'm gonna hire RK Reiman Construction to build my house, like if everything hits the fan and it's something goes wrong, if you as the owner come to me and say, "Hey Chris, like we really messed up on this, like I'm sorry, but we will fix it." That is completely different than me coming like, hey, like, I don't know, like I think it was a subcontractor, like I'm trying to get a hold of them. Like, I guess I'll let you know what's gonna happen in 2 weeks. Like me, I'll be like, what's going on? Like, even if it's not your fault or anything, the real company that's actually going to grow and scale and be successful is just taking ownership no matter what. Because how I see it, law construction is building your addition, building your garage, building your house. Yes, I hire subcontractors underneath of it, but they are my subcontractors, meaning it's my name. So even if the subcontractor messes up, that's still my business under in the same limelight. So regardless if it's a subcontractor, we're still going to take responsibility for. And if I can't get that subcontractor to do it, I will pay out of my own pocket to get another subcontractor or hire somebody else to do it to make sure that the client's happy. I always tell my clients too is like I rather lose money on a job site and make sure that the client's happy versus me make $1 billion and then be absolutely
Hmm.
miserable because I'm going to tell you one thing that kills businesses is as soon as you start not caring for the client, not caring what they want, not caring what they say, that is when you are going to start failing and then your business is going to completely collapse. Anytime you stop doing that, it's going to go away because that's what my dad did in the past is like, hey, your client is the number one priority. They are basically your boss. Yes, you own the company, but your client is your boss. If they're not happy, that means no one's happy. So the number one priority is making the client happy. If you make the client happy, everybody will be happy and you're going to start growing. So that's kind of our, I would say, core value of law construction, just making sure the client is taken care of.
Well, even going into that deeper a little bit too, like teaching your guys to that same aspect, right?
Yeah.
Like we have an instance, like we've had a difficult client and my for one of my supers, and I had to step in and have a conversation with the actual client, to be honest with you, because the
Yeah.
way he was treating my super. But now we're good, but he's still hard to deal with on certain
Yeah.
things, on changing and my super's just like, man, this is just crazy, like this and that, and I'm not going to do this. I was like, listen, man, same exact thing you just said, Chris, is we work for the client. That's
Yeah.
how we get paid too. They
Yeah.
don't work for us. We can't tell them how, we can help them build a house, but I can't change what they want,
Yeah.
and yes, I can give my opinion, and a lot of times they do listen to me because they know my opinion. I'm in real estate. I know what sells. I know,
Yeah.
but we're here to work for them and work this out to make their experience the best experience possible, 100%. Another thing I wanted to touch on too is like one of the things you originally said was trust. I think that's the number one thing too that we all as contractors need to build and maintain. Because if you slip up once, let's go to the roof example again, right? If you said I wasn't coming back, or if that problem happened and it took you days to come back, your trust is gone. Once you lose the
Yeah.
trust and you break the trust, it is very hard to get that trust back. But if you
Yeah.
maintain it and maintain it throughout the whole entire project too, you're going to have a customer for life. Even
Yeah.
even if there's problems after the build too, and minor stuff, just like what I was just talking about with that customer that my warranty administrator didn't go to in time, she still trusts us. She trusts me. She saw that I physically went there, made things happen, got on the phone, was calling subs. Subs were already, we pre-scheduled everything. She called me the next day. She goes, "Hey, I don't want to be a pain in the ass. I'm not that type of person, and you know that, Bill. I love the house. The house is going to be beautiful once it's done, once all these little things are done, and on top of once it's furnished to fully." She goes, "I'm excited." She goes, "I just wanted it done, and I came back and it wasn't." I was like, "Listen, I completely get it. That's what we're here to do. It should have been done. I'm not going to make excuses. We're going to get it done, and that won't
Exactly.
happen again." So it's just,
Yeah.
but the trust is there. It never went
Yeah.
away because we always had a solution to the problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's just having good moral character too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's just one of those things where like being a contractor, like honestly doesn't have a good name because like there
No.
are some shady ones out there like 100%. And like that's what I try and tell my clients, like we're a business here. Like you not being happy is going to literally not be good for my business. So why would I not try and make you happy? Like I'm going to do everything in my power to make you happy. Obviously, there are some clients that it's very difficult to do that, and you can do everything in the world and they're not happy. But if I can finish a job and I can take a step back and just say, we did everything in our power to make them happy, we went above and beyond on X, Y, and Z, then I'm okay stepping away and just be like, hey, like we did everything possible we could do, and I can sleep at night and be happy with that. Like if that's okay, then I will continue living my life and continually grow the business how I want to grow it. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I love it, man. Like I said, I see a lot of myself in you, and I kind of want to get into with you too, like, your father, like, in that legacy and that aspect too. I, researching your background and stuff like that. I know your dad passed away, and
Yeah,
I know, he helped mold you into the man you are today. I can just tell just off the bat, like, making you work for things, making you work for that
yeah,
baseball glove. I think that gives you such an appreciation, and that's why you're going to have success. Because I'm a second generation owner too, and we relate a lot in that aspect, is that we had to work for it, right? I don't think
yeah.
the keys were just handed to us and said, here.
No,
We actually had to do the sweat equity or put in the work, swing a hammer, learn the stuff, dig the ditches, and it gives you more of a respect for the business.
yeah.
And I just wanted to talk about your dad a little bit, and what your dad has really taught you. Let's go there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my dad, he passed away this past November, just from like a freak accident, like a side by side flipped on him and he passed away. Won't go too much into that, but that's kind of where, like I was telling you before, how my mindset is like that happened and it really sucked. But there's nothing I can do about it. And he would want nothing in this world for me to dwell on it, to be sad about it. He would want me to get up and keep
Mm.
doing my life and be happy. And that's what I try and live by every single day. Because my dad, he he was hard. He was hard on me. He was hard on my brother, which when my wife and I decide to start having kids, like that's how what I'm going to put my kids as well is like, hey, like you have to work for everything. Like, don't get me wrong. Like my dad was the best dad you can possibly think of. Like, coached me in baseball, coached me in basketball, was always there for me. But it was one of those things where if you want something, like you're gonna have to work hard for it. Like for instance, like when I was playing baseball, he was like he would never be like, "Hey man, you're good. Like you're really good. Like you're the best player out there." He'd be like, "Hey man, you struck out. Like you have to do better on this or you have to do better on that." Like just like kind of humbling me to be like, "Hey, like you might be good, but there's other people out there that are even better than you. So you cannot just stop working. You have to continually work day in and day out to be exactly who you want to be." And that's kind of what I do on a day in and day in basis now. Like for instance, like I was talking to you about when I started the business, like getting into it, like it's not like he said, "Hey, here's the business, um, and I'm going to help you do everything." He was like, "Hey, you go talk to the client, you figure this out, you talk to them and figure out how this is going to go." Whereas if he was somebody else, he could just be like, "Hey, no, like I'll handle the client, you don't worry about it," and we'll start doing the construction. He allowed me to learn while
Mm.
he was there of like, okay, this is how you talk to the client. This is how you excavate for an addition. This is how you pour a footer. This is how you block up to grade. This is how you frame the house. He really, and it really sucks that he's gone now, but he really kind of made me who I am by just allowing me to realize that you have to work for everything in your life. And if you do that, you will have a good life. And that's what I do every day. And that's what makes me kind of upset sometimes because I mean, you see people on social media, kids are 18 years old driving Lamborghinis, having Rolexes, all this stuff. And I'm like, man, like, yeah, I can make a post on Instagram and make $250,000. Like, doing that if you're like a social media influencer, but like, what type of person really are you if you do that? Like, okay, you're driving a $250,000 car at the age of 18 versus I have people that work for me that literally are just trying to put bread on the table for their families. Like, in my opinion, like if you don't work for something, what's it even matter anyways? Like
Mm.
the reason why I'm working now is because when I am 50, 60 years old, I want to look back at my life and be like, my life was hard. My life was had a lot of ups and downs, but I am extremely happy because I work for every single thing I have. And if I can do that, then I'll be a very, very happy person.
That, I mean, what you just ended with there too. If you don't work for something, what's it even matter?
Yeah.
And I 1,000,000% agree, man. It's like I'm this. We're like I said, I'll say keep saying it over because we're a lot
Yeah.
alike. Our life's like my dad was the same way as far as pushing us and like everything we wanted, we had to work for too because that's what he always said. I had to work for it. You got to work for it too.
Yeah.
But like him allowing you to learn too and learn from your own mistakes and kind of get knocked down and get back up too sets you up for your future and going into like the baseball explanation like not saying you're the best out there this and that. My dad was the same way. It's like he would critique me and say, hey, you missed that tackle. You should have
Yeah.
been here, or you could have chipped off this. Like it was always, you can get better. Like because
Yeah.
and it goes into it's like you've heard this too. If you're not doing it, you're not chasing and getting better and learning and trying to continue to improve each and every day and get ahead of the competition. Right? There's somebody else getting ahead of you.
Yeah.
And whether they're in your market or they're not, there's somebody else out there that's trying to be better.
Yeah.
So it like drives you to continue to push forward no matter what. I mean, I think your dad did a great job of preparing you to put you in the position um, that you are because it's you're obviously the company's growing. You're kind of in a point now too where you and I were talking about it before. Like you're not sure how far you want to scale it.
Yeah.
I'm sure as you guys continue to grow, it's just gonna naturally grow anyway. So you
Yeah.
got no
Exactly.
choice on the scaling. But
Exactly.
with somebody with your mindset too, it's gonna scale. It's going to be a successful company because your dad didn't set you up for failure at all. And looking, you always look at it in that aspect too. Like my dad was very hard on me. There's a lot of moments too. My brother and I are like, oh God,
Yeah.
like he needs, my dad's he came back into the business recently because until we hired another superintendent, but having him back in, my brother and I were just so wore down with it just because
Yeah.
he was so old school mindset stuff and he didn't understand a lot. But him coming back into it, now I look back at that, was one of the best moments for me because he saw that I could do it and
Yeah.
I was doing it, right? And obviously your dad's seeing that now, but it's like having those moments where they see that you're actually capable, and my dad wasn't the type, and I'm sure yours was too, to say he was proud of me all the time.
No.
Very
Definitely not.
hard-headed. Yeah,
Yeah.
never really was a hugger either. I mean, now with his
No.
yeah, with his
Nothing.
old age and grant, he's a little bit more, but it's it's that type of thing, though, I think pushed you and I to get to where we are, to where the sky is the limit. We are the
Yeah.
limit, right? And you just said that too. We are, these companies are going to be what we make of it. And if
Yeah.
we have that mental doubt, then, doubt's what stops you from continuing to grow. But we just talked about it. We don't because
Yeah.
there is no fear there. I mean, it's like you're doing a great job now. Yes, there's the pressure with your employees and stuff too to kind of keep food on the table for them. I think any business owner has that actually cares about their employees and the culture of the business. But um, then again, I look at it and I'm like, no, we're gonna be good, because
Yeah.
these things are happening. God's putting things in my path to make it happen. So I mean, I love what you said there too. I relate a lot too. I mean, if you don't, I'll say it again, if you don't work for something, what's it even matter?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like anything. Like if someone wins the lottery, they're broke 6 months later, well, because they were literally handed $1 billion versus if you become a millionaire and it took you years and years and years, you're pounding the pavement, you're doing everything, like you're going to understand the value of a dollar. And that's the biggest thing that my dad um instilled in me too, is like I know the value of a dollar. Like I know how hard it takes to make that one single dollar. So when I am deciding to buy things or scale the business, like I'm very strategic on like, okay, this money's going to go here, this money's going to go there. Like, yes, we've had success in business and we've been doing well financially, but like that still doesn't change the my mindset of like a dollar is still worth a
Hmm.
lot. So I'm never going to get my head's not going to get massive like, hey, we have $1 billion in the bank. I can go spend and with whatever. Like I will never be like that. And my dad definitely instilled that in me. That's for sure.
Well, going into that too, man, I think I was just talking about it the other day. Like, I think that's where a lot of contractors struggle also. Like they get money in the bank and they blow it all. And
They
then
spend it. Yeah.
and I just actually I had a conversation, this is where it came from. I had a conversation with a subcontractor about one of my competition, and they're like, we won't work for him. And I said, well, why? And he said, because he owed me 40 grand and wouldn't pay me. And I said, really? Well, why? When he's like, no, he just wouldn't pay me. And I was like, I kind of know why. I mean, this specific builder likes to live a pretty lavish life. So and that's multiple cases of that too. That was there was actually two subcontractors there because they work in the same office, and
Uh,
they both said it too. They're like, I would never work for him or do work for him again. And it's like,
yeah.
there's a lot of builders out there like that. They just kind of collect the check, don't pay the sub gets screwed or whatever, and then but eventually catches up to them.
Yeah.
And going into the financial side of it, and that's what this show is about too for the people listening, is all the stuff we're saying is what you should be looking for in a contractor. And
Exactly.
this is one of them too. Is like if they're just blowing money, they're driving the Lamborghinis or the G wagons, whatever. I drive a work truck. So it's
Same. Me
like
too.
that's
Me
all I
too,
had.
man.
I had a bigger truck that I didn't drive it. I traded it for work on my house, and it was
Yeah.
an equity thing to where I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna make more money doing this than having the truck, the
Yeah.
F-250 and stuff like that. So it's like but that's how I've always been. Is like we're not pulling money out of the company or ripping it out of the company
Yeah.
to go blow it on stupid stuff. We're making sure there's money there to pay our vendors, pay our subs, pay our employees, but also if there's money left over too, how can we grow that money with the company now?
Exactly.
That's like the position we're in now, and it's like it's fun, man. Business is
Yeah.
fun too. It's like a challenge. Like I'm opposite of my brother is a little bit opposite of me. Like I'm that visionary of like I want to expand, I want to blow up, I want to grow this thing and continue to make all the employees richer too. Like
Yeah.
I always tell our employees, like I want you all to have one of these houses we're building on the
Yeah.
water too. And but it's like going back in that element of what you said, these people just blowing money. It happens a lot in this business.
Yeah.
And that goes back to also what you said about the trust of a contractor. Like
Mhm.
it kills the trust too, because it's a bad stigma with contractors. It really is.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, I'm sure you guys get a deposit before you do any work.
Yeah.
And that's what we do too. Like that deposit is in the bank. Like it's not going anywhere. It's not
Yeah.
being spent. It's not doing any of that. We're not
Not paying
doing
your car payment.
yeah, exactly. Not yeah, exactly. That's the biggest thing. Like, and if you have a mindset of that, like how can you fail? If you're always going to have that money sitting there, like that money is dedicated to that client This money is dedicated to this part of the business. This money is dedicated to making sure that the my employees are taken care of. Like if you do that, then like how are you going to fail? How are you going to be stressed out? Like if you have money sitting there that like, okay, if something happens, like it's going to go to there. Like I rather do that than have to live paycheck to paycheck paying a $5,000 car payment. Like it's not happening. Like it makes absolutely no sense. So that's kind of my mindset. And like another thing too, how you said before, you want your employees to be richer every year, every month, et cetera, as the company grows. And that goes back to what we try to do is I try and give my if my employee does an amazing job on a specific build that we do, like they made sure the client was taken care of. They Any issue that came up, they took care of it. They didn't have to call me, didn't have to call my brother, anything like that. They'll get a bonus at the end of the project because they did such a great job. And if you do that, then those employees will stay with you and they will grow as the company grows. If you have bad turnover where you're getting new employees every month, every year, like that costs more than you can even think of as a business because then you have to train them on what to do. You have to train them on how to talk to a client. You have to train them how wall construction built a house. But if you continue taking care of them, then there shouldn't be any issue for them leaving.
Let's go into that a little, man, because it's like they're maintaining employees too, and that's been one of our biggest things too, is like that we call it the Ryman standard, right? And having our employees live by that Ryman standard, but maintaining employees too, like rewarding them, taking care of them, like doing the extra things for them because they go the above and beyond, and because I don't and I'm not going to say a lot of business, but there is businesses out there that don't. It's almost just like a piece on the chessboard or a piece of the puzzle. They just don't care, right? And it's just
Yeah.
like we care so much about the people that work with us, and like we just gave one of our supers a raise, and I challenged him in the raise too because I wanted to see how he would come out of it, and it was more of a
Yeah. Yeah.
challenge thing. So I gave him a lower number than he thought he was getting, and the challenge was to see, and it was in the conversation we had, was I said, okay, tell me why you deserve more.
Yeah.
And I wanted to hear why he deserved more. And he went on for like, he could have been a speaker in front of a thousand people with how he
Yeah.
spoke, but it was so good on how he said it. It was everything I wanted him to say. And it
Yeah.
proved that how his passion and how much he cared about the company. He even said it. He goes, "This is the longest place I've ever worked for, and I don't want to leave. I love working here. But if you're going to do this," he's like, "it's just not fair to me because of how much I've leveled up this year." And he goes, "And I plan on leveling up every single year for you guys. Like, I'm here for the long run." And I'm like, it gave me chills after it was over, but it's like fighting for your team, man, and that culture goes such a long way. And like even with your subcontractors too, like setting that standard. Like I have
Yeah.
subcontractors that listen to this show. They're going to listen to this episode, and
Nice.
it's just it's like they listen to it and then they'll actually repeat it to our supers out in the field. They're like, "Oh yeah, I listened on the real Bill, and Bill was talking about this and the standard of this, and I got to do it that way." Like even one of
Yeah.
my plumbers, shout out to Dustin, he's listening to this right now. Or he's his standard of plumbing has gone up tremendously. Like we compliment him in our team meetings all the time, just because like he cares so much now, more than he actually used to. And he's like he's going to be on the live show too in the next couple of weeks. But those are the types of things, like you just said, that matter.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, like you said before, you challenge one of your superintendents, one of my project managers as well. I did the same thing too. He actually came to me and he said, "Hey, I've been here for a year or however long he was here." And he said, I deserve a raise." And I'm like, "Okay, tell me why you deserve a raise." And then he went into, like you said, went on like a public speaking. And I'm like, wow, like you're right. And it's like what's actually crazy is he got that raise, and then within that raise, he got that raise the next month. When I tell you it literally went like this, Like his standards were so much higher. He literally took responsibility for everything he did. His leadership was outstanding. And guess what? That next month we finished another job site. He got another bonus because he did such an amazing job, plus his salary. Like that's the type of thing where if you do that for a company, then how am I not going to give back to them when they are taking their life and just going to work for your dream is what they are
Mm.
doing. That is what they are doing. So how can I not give them what they deserve? And Andy Frisella talks about it all the time. Is their dream has to fit inside of your dream. So what that means is that your dream has to be absolutely massive to be able to have their dream fit inside your dream. And that's what kind of takes me every single day of like every day I wake up and I work out in the morning and do my kind of like morning ritual, etc. Is what gets me out of bed every day is like I need to be the type of leader that my employees all under me get to have their dream and then I get to have my dream as well because that's the whole thing. And then like I said before, it goes back to if you don't work hard for your dream and you don't um kind of do the hard knocks of life, then what's the point of even living if you don't work super hard and get what you want? And that's kind of my mindset.
I love it, man. It the fitting the dream inside the dream too is so crucial, and it's like you gotta have that big dream, right? You gotta dream big so they fit within it. You can't just be small minded, and
Yeah.
that was a big change as well for me, and like getting into Andy and Ed and Arte and all these different things and coaching and like dreaming bigger, setting those big goals too, for yourself, not only for yourself, but for the business and the team too. But, I just went on, we got invited to a golf trip. Our whole team, our whole field crew did, but only me, myself, and one of my supers went because everybody else couldn't really make it. Long story short, it was kind of a cool, like, bonding experience for him and I on top of
Nice.
one of our vendors too. And, like just listening to him, like we were driving and he said to me, he's like, I wanted to start my own thing, like, because he worked for a production builder for a while, did concrete. Dude is just a killer. He's a great employee, like, just cares so much. And he's like, I wanted to start my own thing. And, like, he goes, I was going to start something with my cousin or whatever, and friend of mine, and they were going to do this. But he's like, now that I look at it, he's like, I work for such a great company. And he's like, why would I do that? Why would I have to struggle and have to live paycheck to paycheck for a long time to build something to compete with somebody like yourself,
Yeah.
um, rather than just be involved in it, work my way up? And he
Yeah.
goes, and one thing he's like, that really was important to me is like, is that you set the ceiling so high. He goes, in how you always talk about, like, you're not going to let us stay stagnant. And he's like, that's important to me. And I'm like, I know it's important to everybody because you look at yourself. Like, if you look at life like yourself in perspective, it's not that hard. I mean, like, I don't want to sit stagnant, right? So
Exactly.
why would any other high level thinker want to sit stagnant either? And it's like the things that I want in my life, they probably want too,
Yeah.
And it's like, so if you can kind of turn that into your business and help them level up along with yourself, and that's leadership too. I think they call it law of the lid, right? With John Maxwell, it's like you keep leveling up. If your leadership number's high, theirs is going to be high too. And it's so crucial to me, like, to continue to learn and continue to push myself and continue to be ahead. And it's like even stuff I don't feel like doing, I do, just because I know it's going to benefit my family, my kids, but also my outside family and my kids, which
Yeah.
are the employees, right? So,
Exactly.
I love that, man. It's so crucial. It really is.
No, absolutely, man. And that's kind of where we are right now. We are trying to the best of our ability grow the company so each one of our employees is growing with us as well. And if we can do that, then I'm happy. And if we continually moving forward, like we said before, my our lives, we're probably not going to let it be stagnant, so we're probably just going to continue to grow over and over and over again. So it is what it is.
Love it, man. Hey, let's wrap it up. I have a couple questions I always ask on the show. So, first one, where do you see yourself? Because I'm going to have you back on too down the road. I'll probably have you back on before this, but where will you
Yeah.
see law construction in the next 5, 10 years?
Well, what I see well constructed in the next 5 to 10 years is getting more into the commercial and bigger addition garage space. Like right now, we're doing more of I would say, smaller addition garage. Like I would say our average cost to build is about $200,000. We're looking into mainly getting more into the I would say 700 to $1.2 million range. Right now, we have a 12 unit building that we're actually doing in Liberty Avenue in
Nice.
downtown Pittsburgh, which is a $2.8 million build. So that was really, really cool. And we're trying to get more into that space. So hopefully in 5 to 10 years, actually, I will say in 5 to 10 years, you will see us in more of the commercial and development space.
I love that transition right there because you said hopefully, but you said nope, yep, you're
Th-
gonna see it. I do the
Exactly.
same
100.
thing, man.
That's it.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it, brother. Last question. What about you personally? You're building an amazing company and brand that continues to grow each and every day. What lessons have you learned throughout your journey that we should all apply to our own businesses or lives to help us grow?
I would say don't be afraid of failure. The biggest thing is I fail every day, but I'm going to give my 110% to myself, my family, my employees, my business. I'm going to go out, say, for instance, I don't know something, or a client asks me a question and I don't really know it. I'm going to do every single thing in my power to solve their problem or just jump in and figure it out. Like for instance, we did like we don't really do steel buildings a ton, but I had a client that we did an entire internal build out for them, and they wanted a 40 by 40 steel building that's like 20 foot high, big concrete pad. And honestly, we don't really do a ton of those, but I'm like, hey, I let them know, hey, like we don't do these a ton, but I would definitely be happy to do it with you guys if you guys feel comfortable. And they gave me the opportunity, and it worked out amazing and it looks awesome. If I was scared and fearful of doing that, then I wouldn't even gotten the opportunity of doing that. In
Mm,
that relationship with that client, we are doing even more business with them now because I showed them and let them know, like, hey, like I don't know how this is going to go, but I think we can do it, and it turned out amazing. I think we have a client for life now.
I love that, man. You have to, the things you say no to, you're gonna regret. And that was like one thing with us too. Like, we took on a major project that more bigger than we've ever done before, and I said yes to it because I wanted to push us. Because once we got through it, which we have now, and we've learned a ton, man, it's made us even
Yeah,
better. Like even better as a builder, like even with like waterproofing, every single
yeah,
thing, like up until this point. We're not even done with this house. We're already, like 10x more knowledgeable than we were before. And we've been building okay, as a company for 31 years. So
yeah,
it's like if you don't take those risks and do those things that you're going to typically say no to, how are you going to learn and keep expanding and growing too? So I love
yeah.
that, man. That was awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, and same with the 12 unit build out we're doing right now. Like, if I was scared, like, how would I not even have the
Yeah.
opportunity? Like, this is a $2.8 million project that we are putting 12 apartments in, a commercial space on the first floor, and doing self storage in the basement. Like, to be honest, have I ever done that? No, but I'm going to jump out of the airplane and figure myself out on the way down, and it's been going amazing, and I've learned so much. I've grown so much. Our company has grown so much with that opportunity. If I was scared of that, then I wouldn't be in this position that I am in now, honestly. I wouldn't. And same with my mindset. My mindset has changed so much of like, I'm not scared anymore. Like, I'm going to jump in and do whatever I can because Who knows? It might be the best thing on earth, or I might fall on my face, but at least I did it. At least I lived. It's like anything. Like if I'm going to live this life, and you never know, like tomorrow you could be gone, but
Hmm.
like I'm going to work as hard as I can day in and day out to live the life that I want to live. And if everybody can do that on a day in and day basis on their own lives, then I think that we're going to have a way better country as well. If everybody gets up every day, minds their own business, doesn't get in somebody else's business, and just does their life and lives it how they want to live it, then I think we'd have a better country. Everybody would have a better life, and then we would have a lot better families as well.
Amen. Mic drop moment. I'm edited on that one.
Cool.
Amen to
Awesome.
that,
Sounds good,
man.
man.
No, this has been awesome, man. I'm so glad to be back with these long forms and having people on like yourself, just because every time I do them I learn so much too. And
Cool.
it's just great talking to other like-minded contractors like yourself, and I think the listener benefits so much from these too, because it's like if you're looking for a contractor, I mean, it's all right here, all in this conversation of the things that you should see personally, even business wise with somebody that like yourself is going to do a good job or go above and beyond. That's who you hire, no matter what the
Okay.
price. I mean, obviously price
Yeah.
is important too, but
Yeah.
I mean, the cheapest guy isn't, once again, that's a whole nother
A whole
subject,
nother subject. Yeah.
but anyway, man, where can people find and connect with you? I'll definitely going to have you on again for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. I mean, people can find Law Construction just by Googling Law Construction in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We have a Instagram as well, just Law Construction on Instagram. And then you can also find myself at Chris Law 24 on Instagram. But we actually hired a media person that does all of our media. So he posts for us and does a great job on the camera for us. So you'll be seeing a lot more of like how we do what we do,
Yeah,
who we
good.
are as people, etc., which I definitely think has benefited myself and then also our business. So definitely we can link up there.
Awesome, man. No, I appreciate it, brother. I see your content too. It's good. So
Thank you. I
that everybody
appreciate it.
definitely go check Chris out, his business out. If you guys are up in Pennsylvania too, have Chris build you anything, he can do it, and
Yeah,
he will be back on this show. But appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming on today.
cool. Thanks, Bill. I really appreciate it, man. Had a great time today.
All right, guys. We will see you guys on the next one. Appreciate you all listening. And go check out all the past episodes. You know where to go. And 5-star reviews on iTunes. We'll catch you guys on the next one.